All right, it says I'm live. Considering I didn't have a go live button, I had to close it and do it like 2 or 3 times before it showed up. Yeah, thank you, StreamYard. Hey, otherwise it usually works for me, but no. Yeah, that's my excuse for being 3 minutes late. Stuff happens. At least I hope I'm live. If not, then I'm going to be talking to myself. And hey, KP Heathen, good evening from Louisiana. His StreamYard was being weird. Hey, Kentucky Goblin, my neighbor up the road. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Windows 11 this time. I've had this problem with StreamYard when I was on Windows 10. That was a few months ago. The blue Go Live button was not up in the corner. I had to reload the stupid thing several times. Hey, Passamaquoddy. Good evening to you. Just gonna add. I was gonna add Nightbot. I forgot all about it. I've been on the phone with family a good part of the day. Can't really get into what about, but that kept me tied up. Hey, Mercury 3 Actual, good evening to you. I'm glad you're here. I hope you and the missus are having a good evening. I better behave. Honey, I don't have the energy to misbehave tonight. Yeah, I'll try to keep it, to a dull roar. However, I don't know what the coffee might do. It might jack me up and then I might be unruly. Ah, good, KP. We did too here in Kentucky. It it was a nice, really nice rain. Like good part of the day it rained, so no storms, just somewhat gentle rain. So I'll take it. I still have the AC on. It's kind of pulling some of the humidity out of the house. I tried to run it a little while. Well, tried to go without it. Good part of the day, but yeah, after a while you have to kick the AC on just to get that humidity and little heats in here. Just get it out of the house. Homestead Aquarius, good evening. Hugo Homestead, South Florida Sunshine. Welcome. Hello, hello there, servant of many cats. Cats. Yeah, not as many as I had, but many could be, that could mean a lot of different things to everyone. I'm gonna be lurking and staying out of trouble. Well, if you cause any trouble, I'll blame it on me, and maybe that'll get the trouble off your back, and then yeah, they'll be on me. So, oh, Mercury says we are relaxing after camping. We have a few more adventures planned before the snow flies. Also planning a trip to meet our granddaughter when she is born. Loving life. Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. Hello, Gardening Warrior Q. Here, Homestead, hide behind me. She can't see you if you don't move. Okay, Q. Uh, Hey there, Barry and Passamaquoddy, KP Heathen, Kentucky Goblin, Mercury 3 Actual, Homestead Aquarius, and Hugo Homestead. There, I said hello to everybody for Carol. Hopefully, I don't have to do any typing. There's a cat between me and the laptop, and every time I touch her, nasty as it might be, she farts. They weren't eating hardly, the kit and caboodle cat food from Purina. So I switched it up, and they were just about empty on the first bag. So I switched it up to Friskies, and I guess it. Let's just say, don't pick up paint until she gets accustomed to the cat food. It was bad. Um, Cat Family Compound. Good evening to you, Gil. Hope things are good up there in Idaho, Iowa. I don't know. Don't just overlook me. Hey, Shawnee. Good evening to you. Yeah, Carol, I saw that. I've been sort of checking on that hurricane situation down there in Florida. Looks like it's mainly towards the north, but it could throw a lot of stuff out at everybody to the south and to the north of that hurricane. So can't rule that out. But I hope I hope if it does make landfall, I hope it's not too terribly awful. Y'all have had way too many hurricanes. I think y'all need a break down there in Florida. And I don't know what we do without our South Florida sunshine. Yeah, yeah. Gil, I put a video up a couple days ago. We had a storm just slip in here. I really wasn't expecting it because as the weather people were claiming that it would stay north of us, but when have they ever been right? But I'm thankful that it did because um, we were at 105 with it. That's with the heat index, and I think I put a caption in that video that said, it went from 100 degrees to 65 degrees, like it saw a cop. So, and it did. It dropped down. It felt like a good 65, although the app was saying 83 degrees. I feel like it was in the 60s because it was just a drastic drop in temperature. South Florida sunshine, says Franklin is heading out into the ocean. And Ida is looking like coming on shore above Tampa, so I should be okay. We have good drainage too near us for the rain. It's good. Yeah, it's good. Goblin, if you feel like it, you can come up. I sent you the link. Uh, those in the two messenger groups said live linked there as well. So if you feel like coming up, you can. That looks like maybe that bubble, that heat dome, as they call it, kindly diminished. So that's a good plus for us and for the Midwest. Uh, all right, Goblin. I understand why you asked me where, because I put it in the chat window, but I never hit enter. So as I do that right there, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. It's been that kind of day, man. Yeah, I sent it. Just it was in the chat window, but I never hit send. So my bad. I'm sorry, dude. Oh man, yeah. I was still flustered from the fact that I had to reload StreamYard 3 times to get the stupid go live button to show up. I don't know. I don't know why it's starting to do that again. I thought we were past that, but evidently not. But that's on their end, I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean, I ran Goblin. You're the only one I know that's got with that name, so I don't know why you wouldn't have it. I don't know. Hey, Tennessee Bushcrafter. I can't really tell over the air conditioner, but it sounds like it's raining again. Well, that's good. My garden needs it badly. Goblin, your camera is not cooperating. Not yet. I don't think it did. Would that have been today, Bushcrafter? Um, Yeah, it was a pretty good weekend. I can't complain. It was a little shorter than it needed to be, but yeah, the weekends are never long enough. Summer's never long enough.
There we go.
Yeah, glitches and things like that. Hello, neighbor.
God, what's wrong with this StreamYard?
I don't know. It's used and abused, I guess.
It's gonna be one of them nights. Where's the night go?
That I was sitting in somebody's live today, and they were messing around with what's called Nightbot, and
Uh-huh.
Nightbot is it's an automated script that runs with StreamYard, and apparently they got the script a little bit wrong, and she said it was 200 days until Christmas. I was like, okay.
200 days.
200 days. So it just, it was maybe one number in the
I hope
days.
not.
200 days. I said, what I said, Chad, I said, oh, that's good. That gives me plenty of time to do my Christmas shopping.
Yeah, I got all kinds of time now.
Yeah. Sit back, relax for a while if you want to. No big hurry.
I'm glad I found that out.
Almost homesteading. Good evening to you. Fantasy Bushcracker saying howdy, Goblin.
Hello there, Bushcracker. I wasn't paying attention, dude.
I'm too broke to pay attention. What happens if I poke this cat?
Well, it's gonna hurt you more than it will me. if it's still doing what you said it was doing earlier.
I believe I don't know, she might have a lot of it stored in there. I'm not going to find out though, not on purpose.
Them cats, man, they can let some stinky ones. I can tell you right now.
Had a Labrador that could too. Labradors, oof. But it wasn't bad enough that they'd leave a monster pile, but oh god, when a Labrador or any large dog gets gas, oh my god, you talk about cleaning out the house. Oof.
I don't even pay no attention to Barry half the time when he's talking. I'm out in my dream world.
That's good to know. I could say all kinds of bad things.
I know because I zone out. I'll be like, what's he doing?
I get them mystery voices on your radio here.
I go into them happy places I always like going to.
Almost homesteading says, oh, yeah, the neighbor's cat is rank. She literally comes in here to take a giant crap in her litter box. You must have that really good litter box. They must like your litter better.
They poking the cat is like,
oh, pull my finger.
I'm glad South Florida Sunshine seen the Barbie movie. I'm glad she did. Because I bet you everybody says it's awesome.
I meant to ask her because I think that's what they were talking about in Messenger today, and I meant to ask her if it was a woke movie.
From what I've heard, it's very woke. You have to be it puts you to sleep. It's so woke.
But I think the most important thing is she spent time with her daughter. So
yeah,
priceless.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
We all can't like the same things anyway. It'll be a dull world.
It was hilarious, but yes, very woke. Called it.
Did at any time during the movie did they have Barbie with her typical attire, no clothes on? No, you get your sister's Barbie doll and take all the clothes off of it when you was a
Yeah,
kid.
or you give it to a toddler, and that's the first thing they do because
Yeah,
most of the clothes are Velcro. So, you know,
yeah, the first thing they do, dude. It's first thing. I don't know.
does anyone know? I mean, Barbie had permanent panties on, so there you go.
Sometimes. The
I
older
think
one,
the older version didn't, but
yeah.
always gardening and prepping. Teresa, how you doing? Hoot hoot.
Oh my lord, she was not a Barbie. The lady from Bud Light.
Hmm. There's a woman out there that had her body and everything reconstructed so she looked like a Barbie,
Oh yeah, I remember seeing
and it was
that. Okay.
disturbing. It was disturbing. I was like, not
Too
even
much money.
remotely attractive.
Too much money to spend on something that's going to haunt her on down the road.
Yeah, because she probably, well, I don't know. I guess they probably can't undo that either.
Well, as you get older, that plastic surgery is going to, as your body gets older and stuff, you know.
It could be all droopy.
Yeah.
I had plastic surgery.
Can you imagine that?
Ugh. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Bud Light's piss water, but I mean, anyway, um, I only liked the original Bud and Bud Ice, but that Bud Light.
Well, I'm not a beer drinker or anything like that, but if I was going to drink it, I'd just soon go up there in somebody's gutter and just get some gutter water and drink it. Same stuff. Maybe add a little bit of flavor into it, like cigarette ashes, and you probably get pretty close to it. Yeah, I don't know it. To each his own, I guess.
Oh, oh man. Well,
Alrighty then. I guess that's telling them. She put them in their place, didn't she? It won't be bothering her anymore.
can't stand near a good campfire with that surgery. Plastic melts. Real women get cuddly and warm. Yep. Yep, they do. Yeah, Mama Al, I probably would have figured that out already. I knew that you weren't the Barbie type. You probably spent more time outside than you did in the house playing with Barbies. That woman is a wealth of knowledge, I'm telling you. Bud Light put a picture of a fake woman on their cans, and so sales dropped. Coors put a picture of John Wayne on theirs, and sales increased.
Well, of course,
Yeah,
because he's a man's man, John Wayne. Yeah.
and a lot of married men probably can't drink that Bud Light around their wives. So, with a picture of that woman on the can, and she'll put you in the doghouse and probably dump your beer down the sink.
G.I. Joe.
Hey, Howie, food forest permaculture. Yeah.
Did yeah, I remember taking my sister's Barbies and cutting the hair off of them and stuff. I shouldn't have done that. That was mean, wasn't it?
It doesn't grow back, man.
No, I just thought it was cool. After I took clothes off of it, I learned a lot about things when you do that. And then later on in life, you learn a lot more because you figure out that it's not plastic. Yes. No, I did not. Well, anymore it's plastic. Some of it. Like you talking about that plastic surgery and stuff. Yeah.
There's I just was looking down here at the bottom of in the system tray, and when you hover over a program that's open, it shows you a tiny little preview above it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at the weather cam, and I guess there's a moth or something stuck in a spider web, and its little wings are going like this, and it's fluttering back and forth in front of the camera. And I was just looking at it, going, "What the heck is?" But I brought a bigger picture up, and I realized there was a spider web in front of the camera.
Yeah,
So
I was noticing it on that one video you done. Was it about the storms? You had your weather cam shooting it.
yeah.
I thought I seen a spider or something or something crawling around on the side.
More than likely. I'm always having to go out there and
I thought it
play
was.
golf
I
and
wasn't
stuff.
sure. It could have been just.
I think they're attracted to the LED, or not the, what do they call it, infrared.
I don't know. Them things can be anywhere. You could not even have nothing on that porch and never see one, but you stick something like that up there, and it's the first thing they go to. It's just weird.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd drink anything out of Kentucky or not.
Oh, South Florida sunshine. They wouldn't stay naked long because my sister would get them and put clothes back on. I can remember. I didn't do it but just a couple times.
I mean, it is a wonder that some people out there haven't bought haven't bought Barbies and put them together with lingerie and made an objectionable video out of it. But now that I've said it, it's probably going to be a thing. And well, I'm thinking about it. Goblin had his first live the other night.
Yeah, boy, you talking about problems on the first night of the first live you have? Boy, I had them. Had everything set up just at about 10 minutes before showtime, and went out of the room for something, come back in there, was sitting down, getting ready to do it, and all of a sudden, no internet. What the crap's going on? Went in the living room where the router's at, no lights. Oh, Lord, what in the world's going on? I could just, in my head, I could just see the clock ticking down, And I wiggled the plug in. Evidently, my theory is the cats bumped it and it got loose from the outlet. And then when when I did get back online, and everything, my camera was screwed up or something because it had me in a close-up stage.
Yeah, it was just like right on his face.
Yeah, and this camera don't do that. It won't do that. And I just rode with it. I said, the heck with it. I just rode with it.
Yeah, he did. He rolled with it, and you did a good job. And I could tell once you got warmed up, you were right on track.
Well, what had me? I was aggravated because that damned camera had me all.
Carol, he went on the Shadow Valley Ghost Hunters, or the Shadow Valley Paranormals. What do you want?
I used StreamYard, but it was just a glitch in StreamYard. It wasn't. After it was all over with, I exited out of everything and went back into it, and it works fine. It's working fine now. So that's just one of them things that happened. You know, I'd expected it to happen. I said, before I start tonight, something's going to happen. I just know it. Yeah. The electric's going to go off or something, but that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. But
that's King Marigold you're driving right there.
I had fun.
He's a marigold drawing maniac.
What about that sunflower? Bear, is it still sticking up in the air?
No, it's the flower has gotten so heavy now it's looking down at the ground, and the petals are starting to look a little wilty. I'm a bit worried about it.
Gardening Warriors, what trick should I teach Robert? I know so many. I need to know so I can teach him. He will be my Padawan, and I shall be his Jedi master.
Oh, Huga, that, well, that's, I think that's, well, yeah, I guess to be ahead of the game, but you know, here's the thing about telephone poles: they are the easiest thing for the power company to replace. It's the transformers that aren't always. A lot of companies don't have that many transformers to fall back on. So,
well, did you know that telephone guy told me one time said they don't. They do their own poles.
Yeah.
But said sometimes they have to rent. They rent. Like if it's their company has a pole, they'll rent the pole if they have to, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of cell towers are rented out to other carriers too.
I thought it was all the same, you know, they all done it. No, it's.
And that's pretty obvious because they have 3 on this cell tower out here.
Oh, Gardening Warren Q wants to know. Barry helped me along. I was a little bit rusty on it. I had never done one before, and it's really easy. If I can do it, dude, anybody can do it, and that's a fact. And I'm still learning, but once you get the little technical things on the tabs and stuff, what does what, that's everything's easy. It's idiot. Yeah, it's pretty much idiot proof. I can do it, so I can get. I know people smarter than I
am. Let's see. I just lost it. He said I had to turn down the volume for a few minutes to make a video. It looks like I turned it back on. Yeah, we're talking about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, StreamYard is. Once you get a couple tips, and I think I only told you like 2 or 3 things, and
yeah,
you know, you got it working. So, and the only thing that you have to do now you made an account, right, through StreamYard?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as long as you make an account, it's automatically going to point to your YouTube, but just in case, you may have to choose your YouTube channel or type in the name of it. I think it's been almost a year now, so that part I don't remember very
All
well.
I had to do was see. I got two accounts on. I got two channels on YouTube. You can just you go in. I think it's in the settings or something like that. But you can direct it to whichever channel you.
Yeah, when you go in to create a broadcast,
Uh-huh.
yeah, it'll have a list. But I
And
think when you first sign up for StreamYard is where I
yeah,
was getting at.
yeah.
You have to put your channels in. They'll give you an option to put your channel in there, and it'll do all the pointing for it. Ooh, sorry, kitty. Just waving my hand and hit the cat. Just give me a look like what the hell. But yeah, I mean, because it's a good thing that it does that because like what I did a few streams where just the weather cam was running, and I was using OBS. And OBS, you have to actually get the stream key from YouTube in your YouTube studio and copy and paste in the OBS before OBS can point to your YouTube server. And yeah, there were a couple of times where it didn't work, and I was getting frustrated. I'm like, dude, this is the same key. They match. Why is this not working? But I was on that. I was on DSL then, and I was having all kinds of trouble with the
Well,
DSL.
I think that I think when you go to put whatever wherever you're going to direct it to, I think it's got the option of YouTube and so forth, Facebook, what have you, and you can just pick like if you just click on YouTube, and then it'll bring it up your channel automatically on mine. I just picked which one I wanted.
But yeah,
Yeah,
if anybody runs into any problems with getting StreamYard to work, I'd be more than happy to give them a hand on it.
yeah. Barry helped me. I had a couple of questions about a couple of things, and actually, it was pretty straightforward after he showed me. And I should have realized it, but I wouldn't pay any attention as usual. I told him I was aiming to tell him just to draw it out on crayon for me so I could have it as a reference.
Yeah.
I could keep it here at the house. Now this black colored line goes to so and so. This red one, don't touch the red one.
What we'll see you later there sooner. I didn't see you come in. I apologize. Yeah. I went ahead and picked those two orange cherry tomatoes today off the vine because they're just begging for me to eat them. Of course, I got to weigh them for the challenge, but I'm sure they're going to be less than an ounce because there weren't much to them.
I went and picked mine the other day, like I was telling you, and I got 5 or 6 off, and I think I got about that many. It's green coming on right now, and then after that, that's going to be it of the tomatoes.
Yeah, the monster plant. It's 2 days since I've checked it, and I checked it early this morning. Hi, Michi. And it's like all over the place now. There's even ones on there like the size of a pea started, that's something you never really see,
They may just jump right out there, dude. I mean,
we had plenty of rain.
You may have tomatoes plumb up into October.
That's fine with me. I love tomatoes.
Yeah.
Considering that thing took a rest.
The big boy, I got them. What plants I got is big boys, and evidently them things are slow starting. They get slow about producing, but when they do, they produce. It's usually pretty good.
That's awesome. That's good to hear. I'm glad people are getting relief after that heat wave we had. That was
God, yeah. Day before yesterday, man, was just terrible. I think it was worse. It was the worst day of the week. When was that? Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. Golly, you just walk outside and it just like take your breath just about.
what even you weren't even out there, a minute and you're already feeling the sweat come on. And
Yeah,
it was like standing under one of those heat lamps at a restaurant.
yeah. I got two air conditioners, boy. It was putting them through the works. I shut off all non-essential rooms, and uh, and then it stayed pretty good in here after done that. No sense of heating all the bedrooms up because there wasn't nobody in there. I looked before I shut the door to make sure there wasn't nobody in there under the bed or what have you. But
Yeah. It
yeah,
I
Wednesday was as bad as Thursday. I didn't think here, but it just that was just me.
like it was still hot, but it wasn't heat
Yeah,
wave hot. Yeah.
'cause I'm on my yard Wednesday. Of course, moving around on that mower, you're not gonna get that hot, but I can still feel it though. Man, I was pooped.
Right.
I'm on my neighbor's yard Tuesday, boy. I tell you what, her grass was a little bit higher, and I had to take it a little slower.
That's about what an acre there combined.
Uh, do what?
I think about an acre combined, hers and yours.
Well, yeah, if I mow hers and mine together, it'd be about yeah. I got 3/8 of an acre or something like that to look on the paper. But I don't know. I bought brand new blades for that lawnmower, and I'd be daggone. Them's them's the crappiest blades I ever put on a lawnmower. Or some, I've looked at everything. I can't figure out what it's just not cutting right. Brand new blade. I'm gonna give me one of them new blades. They're higher, but uh, I can't remember the name of them. But you can't get nothing that's any count anymore. You can't.
Nah. No, I mean nothing that we can afford anyway. I mean,
Well, the metal on them, I need brand new blades. I was just looking at them before I put them on lawnmower, and I said, "Man, these things don't even look solid at
yeah.
all. Cheap metal, real cheap."
Can I help you, sir?
Huh.
Yeah, that stuff's not working either. Well, I tell you what, I've gone through 3 different flea medicines and nothing's working.
I know. As long as they go outside, there ain't much you can do about it.
Yeah, what's happening is the paint is going outside and bringing them back in with her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
I've
the funny thing is, she's not fighting nearly as bad as Starkpaw is.
I haven't doc- I got the stuff to doctor these with, but I haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
I may do it one time, but I'm not going to continue to do it because it's not going to be no use in it. You know, just unless it gets real bad, then I'll have to do it. But
I can't see chat, baby. Can you move? Oh, that's moving. I
he's just
wasn't very specific about it, was I?
going to lay down right in front of it. I think use Dawn on the cats and just boy. I told the wife, I said, boy, they're not going to like that.
No, Carol, the gas passer. I'm
I was
sorry.
trying to get I was trying to get her just to do the doping and bathing because I didn't want to be the bad guy.
Yeah, they'll hold a little bit of a grudge for a day or so, and then they'll forgive you when they realize they're not being bit anymore. The gas passer is paint, the male and female.
The gas passer.
He's it's like you, you're it's like you're poking uh, a whoopee cushion full of actual gas. You poke it, and they're silent, so silent and deadly.
I swear that cat looks like he's got a mustache and somebody shaved on half of it.
Yeah.
He's got the other half of his mustache.
Hey, we done. Yeah.
Somebody shaved his mustache. Look at it. Well, I got the spray flea stuff that you spray them with, and then I was going to use, some Dawn as a real quick solution. Because I know that spray bottle is not going to do too good because I've been getting after them with the regular water bottle, and they hit the high spot.
Come here. You sit with me.
But I got to do it because they're getting, especially little kittens. Little kittens, I got to do them kittens first.
My sister-in-law, I talked to her today, and you can get this at the dollar store, Dollar Tree. Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. He's suffering. She got a spray bottle of that LA's Totally Awesome. It's the yellow one.
Mm-hmm.
And she said it fought off fleas and everything. The apartment they moved into was ate up with some stuff, and she said they tried everything, even all the Raid and everything, and he's hurting. He's hurting himself. They're scratching. I feel for him, but she used some of that LA's Totally Awesome spray on I think it was fleas and something else, and it killed them. So well, damn. This is a cleaner, like a general purpose cleaner. So let me see.
Well, fleas are hard to get rid of, especially when they go in and out.
Yeah.
Like mine do, but I just have to do the best I can.
And paint's one of those cats you can't hardly keep, inside.
Right.
She wants to run. It's silly because she doesn't go very far.
Somebody get him a flea collar, maybe it might be. I don't know if that'd work.
Yeah, it might help. I mean,
after you give them the bath, and then put that on them, it might help a little bit.
Oh, look, she knew I called her. She knew I said her name. Here she comes.
Oh my God, you got two for now. Yeah. You won't be able to see the screen now.
All right, well, second shift is here. I'll see y'all. Let the cats entertain you. Oh my God.
Yeah, they entertain you, all right.
Honey, I love you, but Lord have mercy. Woo.
The farting cat.
Man, I might have to get some air freshener or something. Woo.
Where'd Barry go? Oh, there he is.
Paint, I love you, but oh my God. Woo. That should not come. Nobody should have to deal with that. Acorn fed. So every time I move my mouse, he sits on it.
Golly, can you imagine Bushcraft was talking about his wife doing that, picking the fleas off of them? God, that would take forever.
There's another thing that works great for fleas too. Like after you bathe them,
Hmm.
or while they got the shampoo on them, a lice comb. A lice comb works wonders.
Yeah.
And you get you a little bowl that you don't care about. You put some Dawn and some water in it, and as you get them off of the cat, you dip that in there, clean it off, and it's time consuming. Oh my God, it'll eat up a good hour or so, but it works. They seem to be the right size. The teeth on a lice comb. So yeah,
Hmm.
man.
Man, I ain't got the patience for that.
I don't either. Dark Paw, as much as he likes me, he would tear me up just
Yeah.
trying to get away.
I don't know. I don't think they'll sit still that long.
Paint will. No, she will. She'll go to sleep in my lap. She don't care.
Well,
She's I think what happened now since Missy's gone is she's kind of
ooh,
taken up Missy's role. Oh.
yeah, I think I've seen them.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is they're red. They got a red top to them, and then the bristles on them are metal. Uh,
Mhm.
you do
They
have to be
got
careful with them because they kind of poke.
they got little balls on the end of them flea combs. I think they'll be round things or something.
Yeah, I think they use like a static electricity on that to keep them stuck to the comb until you're able to rinse it off. But
Of course, if you could go to the vet and get them to give you one of them some of them pills, you can. I think you got to get it's good. I think you got to give them so much each day, each week or
okay.
something like that. But it's good for a whole month.
Let's see. Wow, you're not gonna let me help him. See, he's gonna be the hardest one to take care of. Well, that's funny because last year I didn't have a bit of trouble with fleas, and then this year it's like, boom! Let's make up for the lost year of fleas. Yeah, corn-fed life. So you're gonna move towards Crossville, Tennessee. Was that the ultimate, the final decision? Almost neighbors.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive. Them pills are. You know, I couldn't uh, see paying them, but I guess you maybe if everything else failed, you know, I'd have to try everything else but that first.
Oh, yeah, I never thought about that. I guess ducks probably would keep flea down. After all, they do live in the grass. At least that was always my impression that's where the fleas came from.
Yeah, they're in the grass. Yeah,
I mean, if you have a beach by you, they have sand fleas,
yeah.
which probably just as bad. But
Hey,
I tell you what,
right,
baby
right after.
fleas, no, baby fleas hurt worse than the grown up ones do.
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, what was you gonna say?
I was down to see what was it Saturday. Yeah, I was down at the library there, and Liberty, and we sitting there on the table, and these little bitty woolly, I guess caterpillars, and they got a green saddle on their back. I didn't touch them because from the looks of them, they look like they might sting a person. And I was
Oh
just poking
shit!
them with a stick, and my daughter said, "Yeah, them things will hurt if they sting you." They got a green saddle on them. They're real fuzzy looking, green looking. It's weird looking. I didn't even when I first seen it, I said, "Is that real?" It didn't even look real. You know that.
When I first moved to Kentucky, we lived over in Kings Mountain. I remember being out there in that yard. I was exploring my yard, which there wasn't much of a yard there.
Mm-hmm.
But I got down there. There was a tree. It was over in the corner along the fence line, and there was those huge ass bugs. It looked like gigantic ants.
Mm-hmm.
And the middle of the ant was red. So I don't know what that was. I don't know if that's actually an ant or what it was, but I saw one the other day up here by the garden. And I saw, oh shit, because they look like they could pinch a person too.
I can tell you what's up there too, right above you there. Probably right there where you're at too. The scorpions.
Yeah,
They are
yeah.
there.
Scorpions like it were stamped.
They like that because when I used to live right behind you there, I found a couple of them.
Yeah, I really don't want to find out. Not on purpose, anyway.
Yeah, that's what my daughter told me. Them things will light you up. It's just like they said it. The pain is real deep when they sting you.
Oh,
It goes almost to your bone. It seems like.
hey Teresa, have a good night over there. Hoot hoot.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I think it was the first time I'd ever seen one of them caterpillars. They were just stuck to the leaf. There's only seen three of them. I'm sure there were more than that, in this little bush. But when I first seen it, man, I couldn't believe my eyes. Is that thing real? What is it? And something told me, do not touch it, daggone thing. So
God.
I was poking him with a stick.
She probably should have turned around and make sure there wasn't any coming after you, like reinforcements.
Yeah, God, I don't know what else. And after that, I moved to the other table. And was constantly looking around like this. Looking around. I didn't see no more. I didn't around the other table. I looked. Yeah, I've been stung by a couple of them woolly things before.
And you get the millipedes, got those big long pinchers on them. I don't want to
Now,
mess with them either.
I'm allergic to woolly worms.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't used to be as a kid, but as I got older, I can't even stand to be around them. I'll break out when I'm around them. So any I see, I just give them a clear berth. I don't know what it is. I mean, as you get older, your body. As a kid, you pick in things, don't play with them. I've done
Yeah.
it many days. It sucks to get old.
So, beetle climbing up my sunflower the other day, and that thing looked like it could carry a cat off.
Oh yeah, I've seen some man that almost looked like they had a face, one of them monster faces or something. You just, to look at it, man, I ain't touching you.
Like, are you really from this planet?
Yeah, that's what I got to thinking. You could be one of them little aliens that's running around here from the skies as a worm, or maybe that's what you look like. Wouldn't that, talking about that, wouldn't that be weird? People think that if there is aliens, uh, little green man and stuff. What if they're not? What if they're just like worms, stuff like that, and they're just everywhere and we don't even know it?
Hey, they're pretty sure they are. NASA's saying that they're pretty sure that in some of that frozen water up there on Mars that there's organisms, but they're not the type that will produce humanoid.
I'll say be bacteria and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The low forms of life. Well, that's taking you go up to the Arctic Circle, up in the deep ice, or down there around Antarctica. I'm sure there's in the permafrost and stuff like that. You probably find all kinds of bacteria that's been there for thousands of years.
Hey, 21 South Carolina. Breaker. 390 in the bluegrass waving. Carol, that's funny. That's like the second or third time you've seen a video that I've seen. I know who you're talking about too. And he lives like a really simple life. He's the only thing he's got. He don't have electricity or running water. Well, he said technically he's got running water. It's a stream in front of his house. But he's got a phone. He's not Amish, but he lives like an Amish. He's very religious, and he has a phone in a separate building from his house.
Well, it depends on what county you are. In Kentucky, they won't bother you. If you're staying off the grid like that, they're not going to bother you here.
All right, 21 in South Carolina. Have a good one. Had fun on that CB tomorrow. We'll see you.
Gotta sneeze. Yeah, if somebody had a big shanty built next to some big overpass or something, I don't think it was in Kentucky, it was somewhere else. And he had it fixed up nice too. Made out of pellets.
Dude, if I had enough pallets, I could build me a tiny house and be happy in it. No, you can't avoid Kentucky Commonwealth taxes. That's for damn sure. Yeah. I don't think Ohio taxes are nearly as bad as they are down here.
Well, if you're off the grid per se, I don't know how that guy's got it fixed up or anything, but he's bound to be doing something that keeps him from having to pay taxes. Maybe he's
the one that Carol was talking about. Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't have any of that stuff, and he's a whole lot like us. We in the same frame of mind, only a lot simpler.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems happy. He's.
Well, I mean, if you don't have no family or anything like that, and nobody to look after but yourself, well, yeah, that's the thing to do, dude.
And most of his friends are Amish, but he does.
There you go.
Because of his YouTube because of his YouTube channel, he does travel places and sings and stuff, or like bluegrass gospel.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you ain't got nobody but yourself to look after, I mean, that's all I have to do. If you can do it.
You had a wood stove on the front porch, so when it's summertime, you can cook out there. Yeah. Well, that's true. Tennessee, I mean, I experienced that when I was young and I was 21 years old and out there on my own. And, I just got married. That's when I found out of taxes, how they take everything you work for.
Well, here in Kentucky, you got your state tax. Well, let me back up. You got your federal, you got your state, then you got your city, then you got your county.
Yeah.
You're taxed to death, dude. And
Yeah.
now on top of that, you got taxes on where you buy gas, taxes where you buy your stuff, sale tax on top of that.
Yeah. Tennessee doesn't have sales tax. So.
And you got your Social Security tax and all that other stuff on top of that.
School taxes and
Yeah, Medicare, yeah, school, 911.
utilities, all that's taxed to death. I mean, not really getting around it much.
You pay school taxes, which I don't mind doing if it's going to a good thing. But you're paying school taxes and don't even have no kids going to school, and and that's beside the point. If you're not even if you pull down on their property and just sit there, they'll call a cop on you. You know, hey, I'm paying taxes. I can sit there if I want to, but they don't look at it that way.
Yeah, Carol, we technically, I don't think even Rumpke or BF, or what is it? What's that other trash company? I don't think any of the big trash companies come out here, but we've got a guy up the road that you pay him, what is it, $15 a month, he'll pick up your trash.
Yeah, I pay $15 a month.
And that covers his gas and the I guess the cost of dumping at the landfill.
Yeah, they charge landfill. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think he should charge more. I think he should charge at least $20, man. Because I feel like $15 is.
Yeah, I kind of see where you're coming from, but I mean, with inflation and all, I don't know.
Well, that's true too. But he seems to gets a lot of business, dude. He just he does everybody's pretty much.
And we don't produce our own electric in Kentucky. It's all bought. Most of it's bought. We do have a hydroelectric. That's over in Paducah, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they got a nuclear power plant up there in what's that? It's in Washington County. Go out that way. It's Little Egypt. What they call it.
Well, Kentucky is a nuclear power plant, or is it
no? It's going towards Western Kentucky. I'm sorry, I told you wrong. Yeah, they got it. Yeah, they're going towards Paducah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, one time we had to take transport a patient to a nursing home in Paducah, and we took that road and went down through there, and you can see it on the right, on the left, a great big nuclear fire.
Okay, that's right, because they had some people doing some research years ago, and we're finding traces of radiation all over the town.
Oh, I say so. I don't doubt that
Lower
one.
Paducah, and I was like, "What the hell? Who's somebody's not paying attention over there?"
Yeah.
I boy, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, we get our Kentucky gets their electricity from Tennessee Valley Authority.
Yeah, yeah, we don't really not really producing.
No.
My first wife, her uncle worked at CG&E, which is Cincinnati Gas and Electric. And if any of you have ever traveled on 275 close to the Indiana border, you crossed over the river, the bridge there, you would have looked over to your left or your right and would have seen CG&E, which used to be a nuclear power plant. Uh, Years ago, they converted it to coal. So you would see barges pull in and be unloaded. But they still have the stacks, and they use the stacks to, you know, uh, vent the steam. But it's still an ominous look. I mean, it's an ominous thing to see because
Oh,
you know what that used to be.
hello, Bob.
Hey, Bob. And then there's Fernald. Fernald is a like a uranium processing plant, and that's like north of Harrison, Ohio, or uh, yeah, north of Harrison, Ohio. And that place, I drove by it, gave me the creeps, dude. I did not want to be anywhere near it because her uncle had told me, he said, "Oh yeah, they process uranium there," and I was like, "Oh my god." That's why I didn't feel comfortable there.
Most of you dams, like the one in Lake Cumberland, Wolf Creek Dam, and the one in Green River and places like that, that's all belongs to Tennessee Valley Authority. Uh, well, the Army Corps of Engineers maintains it, but it belongs to the Tennessee Valley Authority too.
I'm going
Uh,
to post a live link here, then uh, take a real quick break, and I'll be right back. Coffee, just as you age, goes right through you. So if you don't mind,
go ahead and take your
you can
seat.
talk about your channel. I wouldn't mind if you like bragged about your channel if you want to tell people about it and stuff.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
mine's better than Barry's anyway. So no, I'll talk. Uh, yeah, take care of your business there, Barry. No, I tell you what, I was afraid of that stream. I said, send it up. I wasn't aiming to do it last week, and I said, well, I'm going at the last minute. I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm just going to bite the bullet and do it. And I said, boy, right now is when the time's going to happen that something's going to bad happen. It did. It wasn't as bad as I thought, but oh well, that's the way it goes on anything, really. No, a lot of people don't do lives, but I don't generally do them. But something to boost the channel up a little bit. It don't hurt anything. Ain't, I thought about doing a topic every week, a certain topic, and come Halloween, I'm gonna plan on doing some ghost stories out of a book. I got a couple people that's I'm in contact with wanting to. I'm gonna have them come up, do a guest every once in a while, but you know how that goes. Might even have Barry to come up if he behaves himself. Barry can talk whatever he wants to talk about. I don't care whether it does good or not. Really, I'm gonna try to do the best I can on it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna be famous on it. Don't plan on it. I need to put some more videos out, but my God, getting the time to do do a video is the main thing. I got well, I got a couple of good books here. At one of them is Tales of Kentucky, and that the author of this is William Linwood Montel. I met that gentleman. I know the name sounded familiar when I first seen that name. I met that gentleman before when I was younger, when my grandparents lived over in Lincoln County. He had come over there one time and was doing research for a book of different ghost stories and the like. And of course, it ain't the story of that place over ain't in this book, but it was in the other one, the paperback that he gave it to me and signed it. And I don't even know what happened to that book. It disappeared into oblivion somewhere. But it's got. I was reading through it today, and it's got a whole bunch of good stories in it. From people that recounts
Yeah.
old ghost stories and stuff like that. I thought it was interesting. I may do something like that come Halloween. This right here is ghost hunting in Kentucky. The author of that's Patty Starr, but it's got a bunch of different locations in it. I doubt if I read anything from that, but it's still interesting. I don't have a I won't have a great big barn burner of a channel, but I think I might have some midgets running around here. I might have some entertainment, midget wrestling or something like that. Depends on how many people want it. I mean, or little people wrestling.
They're playing.
Let me correct myself. Little people wrestling, and just different thing. It's like Barry.
Yeah, I'm pretty much all over the place. I don't know what I'm doing from one day to the
I'm gonna
next.
I'm gonna try to concentrate on what the channel's about, but that ain't to say I won't talk about other things. Just to kill time. I'm not gonna keep it very long on each stream. I'm keep it short. That way, it's easier to watch. Most people they'll watch a little bit and then they'll go back to it later, which is why I like YouTube so much is that you can watch a video on YouTube and you can start to watch it, and then you can go and do something else and come back and pick up right where you left off.
Yep, I
Rumble,
do
you
that
can't
a
do
lot.
Rumble. You can't do that. You
Uh,
start watching a video on Rumble, you have to watch the whole damn thing.
huh.
Yeah, you can't pick it up where you left off like YouTube. That's one thing I don't like about it. But oh well, it is what it is.
Do they archive live broadcasts like YouTube does?
I think so. I've never researched it a whole lot. Of course, I'm subscribed to where to. I got an account and everything, but I've never done any diving into that. Well, they got all kinds of traffic over there, but you got to do what works for you. You know, some people like Rumble, some people like YouTube, and some people like both of them. Some people stream from both platforms at the same time.
Yeah. There's a few, truth channels out there,
And,
for instance,
and
Lisa Haven
well,
have
see,
a secondary channel, but it has nothing to do with YouTube, and you can go there, but you have to pay a premium, to get on it to
well,
watch it.
you don't have to on Rumble. It's no premiums or anything. For
She,
most of
well, it's like a subscription. It's pretty
it. Yeah,
cheap, but it's just the point that you have to pay to
I don't.
watch.
I can't see doing that. Really, I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. I know they
Well,
got. I know they want to make money and stuff, but I just still go.
yeah, I get that, and I understand why, people like Lisa would have a second channel that's not on YouTube because you have to skirt around things. You have to figure out how to say something without actually coming out and saying it because of the keywords.
Right.
You know?
Well, Rumble's that way. You can pretty much say what you want to. What I'm saying without worry of doing something wrong, but they still have their restrictions. But it's not as you know. You don't have to watch what you're saying or anything.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure as far as playing
Right.
copyright music is probably a no, but
Right.
every platform is that way because they don't want to have to deal with the legal part of it.
Yeah. Well, I can understand that. It used to be that you could. Remember the days when you could download any song you wanted to, and what was the name? Napster.
Yeah,
Uh,
Napster and
uh,
Lime, whatever that was, that other one, they were all. Uh,
any song you wanted to back in the day, dude. Now you can't do that.
well, in case nobody's caught on to it already, there's YouTube to MP3, which is, you can copy the URL of a YouTube video and you take it to that website, put it in their machine, and they'll spit out an MP3 for you.
That's cool.
But that's not, I'm not encouraging it, but yeah. When I had my little radio stations going, that's how I got a lot of my music.
I think I might do that, and that way people can listen to my channel while they're driving down the road, and I'll call them direct.
That, I think the safe thing to do there would be not to say, take a look at this, and then they'll be like, you're looking at their phone and crash. They'll
Oh my
be
god!
like, I'm going to get that Kentucky Goblin in court because he caused me to look at my phone.
Well, number one, you're not supposed to be driving and texting and looking at your phone.
Yeah. Kentucky's got that law where you're not even allowed to use. Well, they started out saying, "Oh, hands-free things is fine," but then they kind of redacted that, and they're like, "Well,
That's
hands-free isn't allowed either
I can
because
see the I can
you're
see
thinking about the phone, you're not thinking about driving."
when you got them things, and I've seen these cars now that has that built-in feature that you can talk through your speakers or what have you. That's the same thing, I think. I think it's a distraction. You're distracted, and they wonder why there's so many damn wrecks. I can tell you why. I've been there and done that. I've seen the wrecks. I know what causes them. It's playing on the damn phone.
Yeah, I usually try to find a parking lot and I'll pull off and then
Yeah.
call
When
the
I'm
person back, and say, "I'm sorry, I was on I was on the road."
when I'm driving and it's just me, I won't answer my phone unless there's somewhere I can pull off, of course. But Usually, if she's with me, I'll answer that phone, please.
Yeah, Kentucky's got a lot of shoulders that you're not allowed to stop on
Yeah,
unless
you
it's
can't.
an emergency.
Yeah, you can't park on the side of the road, the state highway no more. Very long. Unless you get, if you park there very long, and then all of a sudden you look behind you, and there's a blue light.
Yeah.
And when you need one of them, they're nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, Carol, that's a lot like Napster, a lot like that one that was called Lime something, where you download off of several sources at once. But what I was talking about is you just basically copy the link for that YouTube channel, and then you go to that website. And there's several YouTube to MP3 websites out there, and you just put that link into that window and press. You choose MP3, or you can choose MP4, which makes a video, pretty much like your phone makes. And you can either make a video or just an MP3. It's okay, Bess McCly.
Well, before they passed that law, I mean, I'd be on my phone, when I wrote, yeah, you get to talking to somebody on the other end, and having a conversation. Uh, yeah, I can see. Well, it was for me being distracted. It might not be for somebody else, but yeah, I've had kids in the back before making all kinds of racket, and that's distracting too in a way. But the only thing you can do about that is put the kids in the trunk, and then all you hear is a low rumble. Give them some water or cokes or whatever, and put it in the trunk, and some cookies and candy,
Yeah,
and
there
going back,
you go.
drive from here to Florida or someplace. Honey, did we have kids? I don't remember.
Did we leave them at home?
I don't remember that either.
I don't know.
Barry's over poking the cat again. His farting cat.
Well, no, she went outside,
Oh.
so she can pollute the air out there with her methane. Oh no, methane! They're gonna ban cats next.
Oh yeah, cat farts. I got pee. I gotta go.
Oh no, we're gonna fine you for having a cat. It's expressing methane. So your taxes are going up. Your tax your farts. Oh, it farted again, didn't it? That's another $100.
Yeah, I've been behind people driving down the road, and they'd be all over the road, and you get to where you get a 2-lane or 4-lane, and you go past them, look over. Guess what? They're on the damn phone.
Yeah.
There's some people that can walk and chew bubble gum at the same time, and there's some people can't. Yeah, I've been on too many wrecks and seen it. I know what was caused that.
Yeah. You're cheating like that. I say, no, 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 no. You're sadly mistaken. I'm just trying to I'm just trying to match the methane. I mean, no, that's not what I was doing.
Oh yeah, when you see somebody driving real slow and then they'll speed up, slow down again. Yeah, that's another indication.
Yeah. Uh, 71 and 75 are two interstates that I've seen some of the worst driving in my life. And,
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
a lot of
that.
it, a lot of it is way worse than a cell phone. A lot of it, the woman put makeup on. I've seen women reading
Mhm.
books. They had the book right there on the steering wheel, and I'm like, you can't do that. And I get away from them because I don't want to be in, when they're not paying attention, they lose control. I don't want to be in that wreck. I'd
Well, I thought,
rather be the one to call that wreck in than to be the one in that wreck.
I thought of buying one today, man. All over the road, pickup truck all over the road, and I was watching him. Every once in a while, he had a passenger with him. Every once in a while, he'd have he'd have both hands up in the air, not even touching the steering wheel. And he was, I don't know if he was arguing with him or
Oh,
what was going on, but there wasn't a cop to be seen.
that's comforting.
There wasn't a cop to
Yeah.
be seen nowhere.
Okay,
Seen
Q.
some pretty bad drivers out there. Oh, Q, it's all right. You have a good night. I was glad to have you here. You see, we behaved, but once you're gone, I can't guarantee anything.
Yeah.
Bob's on here. He's a bad influence.
I am. I know I am. Yeah. hmm
Some people say I am.
Well,
Let them.
just
Yeah.
say we're all a bad influence on each other.
They're going to say it anyway. What
hmm
sweaty dreams.
Hey, Goblin, if you get a minute, or if you'd like to share your email with me, I'm there's some videos that I'm making. I'm going to put them on unlisted, and I'm going to send them out
Okay,
on
I can.
emails about
can-
some of the stuff.
How you want me to send it to you?
Could you put it in the private chat there? No,
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
I got like Barry, Carol, Corsairs trainer, a couple guys that I know that are solid guys because I've switched methods on my channel to where I'm a pacifist and I only like puppies, kittens, and rainbow unicorn crap. And just you got to think about where I live. I live in Seattle area, so there's a lot of stuff I'm just not going to put out there for the public. I'll just individually. Yeah, you seem like a pretty cool guy, pretty solid
Well-
guy.
Yeah, I put up with him.
You see that?
Mhm.
Have you seen, I sent it in private. Do you see that?
I'll get it here in a sec. Okay, just a minute. Let me go ahead. I'll send you a response, the
Okay,
confirmation. Just a minute here.
Well, I'm as solid as I guess. I don't know. My wife sees sometimes she thinks I'm solid. I don't know. Or sometimes you can see where I thumb me, so I must not be too solid. I was watching a video of Cheech and Chong the other day on it come up on my Facebook for some reason.
There we go.
And it was so funny that I kept on saying it over and over and over, singing it. Golly, I was driving people nuts around here. It was funny.
I know. I've had that happen where you get a song stuck in
it
your
was
head.
good.
Yeah.
I've had that happen
My
more than
God.
once.
My daughter come over and I was singing it, and she said, "I wish you hadn't have done that." I said, I said, well, guess what? I'm gonna get on Facebook and I'm gonna play it for you. Oh no, oh no. And I played it like 2-3 times.
Mhm.
I played it like 2-3 times, and boy, it was like, now I can't. And she called back and said, man, that song is stuck in my head. I can't get it. I can't get it out. I think I sent it to Barry. It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not dirty, but it's just.
It was
It's
it
a
was
song
funny.
that-
I mean, Cheech and Chong always cracked me up.
oh yeah, this is a,
Oh God, those guys were great, man. Oh my God, they were
it
great.
says Mexican Americans went to night love education, so they go to night school to learn Spanish
Mhm.
and get a B. Learn Spanish and get a B.
Mexican Americans have a daughter named
Yeah.
Donna, and she gets
A guy
married
named
to
Jeff.
a guy named Jeff. I saw that movie in a drive-in. I saw that movie in a drive-in theater, and the car next to us was all Mexican Americans. And when that part of the movie came on, they were dying. They were rolling out of that car. We'd get up in the morning, but we do it real slow.
Yeah.
Oh, that was hysterical, man.
I love their movies. I mean, it's just something about how they go about it. It's just like funny. It's just a certain kind of humor that you gotta
Mhm.
be. You gotta have a good sense of humor to get it. You know,
Yeah, you do.
I like it when they had that van made of marijuana.
when they uh, when they had the van and they were bouncing it, it was a lowrider van, and the only word that Cheech taught to Chung in Spanish was bandajo, you
Yeah.
know. And they bounced the van, and they wind up in this Mexican family's front yard, and then here's this goofy white guy looking at the Mexicans, going, "Hey, bendajo!" He's calling them an asshole. hey, hey, bendajo! Oh God! Hey,
They couldn't make a they couldn't make a movie like that today and get by with it. They couldn't.
couldn't touch it anymore.
No.
No, couldn't touch it anymore.
Guess what, guys?
What? Oh yes, here we go. Play it.
Yeah, there we go.
Play it full sound.
Uh-oh.
Gang fights and like flowers and
Let's just start it at the beginning.
Yes, do it.
don't have to just get into gang fights and like flowers and music and white girls named Debbie too. Mexican Americans are named Chata and Chela and Chema and have a son-in-law named Jeff. Mexican Americans don't like to get up early in the morning, but they have to, so they do it real slow.
So they do it real slow.
Mexican
Oh, man.
Americans love education, so they go to night school and they take Spanish and get a B. Yeah, listen. Mexican Americans love their nanas and their nonos and their ninas and their ninos. Nanu, nanu, nina, no, no. Mexican Americans don't like to go to the movies where the dude has to wear contact lenses to make his blue eyes brown. Cause don't it make my brown eyes blue?
That made no sense, but it's funny.
That's all I got.
Oh, it did to that carload of Mexicans next to me in the drive-in theater way back then. Oh my God, they were dying, guys.
Oh God, yeah.
And take Spanish and get a B.
Yeah, Mexican people, they got a good sense of humor. I mean, they really do. They have a good sense of humor. I mean, they like a good laugh.
Yes, they do. Yep.
Yeah, Cheech and Chong. They were
I
some
probably
good-
just lost a bunch of viewers right there. Oh, I got 6 left.
Hey, sometimes you gotta bite the bullet, dude. You know, you got
Yeah. They'll probably get
Mhm.
me for a copyright thing or something there, but
I doubt
whatever.
it. I mean, you.
I'm not monetized, so I don't really give a rat's
I
butt.
mean, shoot for. I've seen worse things on here on YouTube. I just think it was funny.
No,
as
we
hell.
took Mrs. out last night to eat, and we did a little dancing. And oh yeah, here's the racial division. How all the races hate each other in America, right? That narrative bullshit.
Uh-huh.
We're standing against the wall. It was a standing room only, and a black man comes over and says, "Would you two like to sit at a table?" My wife and I, yeah, and we came and sat at a table with him and his wife. They're both black, and you look at the dance floor. There's every type of people dancing with each other. Whites, blacks, Mexicans, Latino. I mean, everybody on dates with each other. You know, and it's like, and I'm looking at this. I even took a few pictures to send to my family overseas. Don't buy the new mass media bullshit. We're all mixed up in this. There's hundreds of
Yeah,
us there.
that's a bunch of
Yeah. You know. Well, yeah. We all are divided, and they
Yeah.
hate us. No, man, no.
It might be in
no,
some
man.
places that's but you take a bad apple, it makes the whole bush look bad. But it's not that way in most of the places.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
No, it's not. No.
God didn't make all those races for us to be turning against each other.
I'm an equal opportunity person.
That's a fact.
Any person of any
Mhm.
color, as
Mhm.
long as they treat me right, I'll treat them right. But if they treat me wrong, I can go the opposite on any color. It don't matter to me. That's just how.
Yeah, as long as they treat me with the same respect I give out.
Exactly.
You know. Mm-hmm.
I'm not racist
Yep.
by a long shot at all. I treat everybody the same.
Neither am I. Never. Yeah,
But-
we had a heckling. But
That's what they
that
want
just
us to
goes to
do.
show you that there's good people who look good people out there and everywhere.
Yeah.
He didn't have to ask us to come sit with him and his
No,
wife.
he didn't have to. No.
Come on. No, he didn't have to. We got a white and an Asian. He had us come sit at his table with him and his black wife. They're both black. So yeah, we hate each other, don't we?
They like
What
to
a
believe we
crock
do.
of
but
shit, man. Yeah.
That's how you
Yeah,
divide.
that's
That's
what
how
all
you
them
divide a nation, though.
knuckleheads say.
Well, you divide and conquer. You don't
correct,
if you
yeah.
don't have everybody on the same page, then it's easier to control them. But if you got everybody fighting against you, then you can't control them. So
That's right.
common sense.
You guys see all that?
Yeah, I see it, dude. I know what side the paint's drying on.
Yep. Oh, I sent you a response to your email there, Goblin. And, we had a dang good time last night. Mrs. was tired, but she did dance a few times with me, and we had a nice time, man. Yeah. Guy, here. Let's see. I took some pictures of the band and the crowd and all that. Blast that narrative of the bullshit out of the water, man. How everybody we all hate each other. Well, maybe you hate people. I don't. I sure as hell don't.
Well, I always tell people
deleted
when
off.
when they put a race down, I always say, look, if you want to, you can go spend the money and have a genealogy thing done, and I'll tell you what you got in your blood. No one's pure anything anymore. That went out years ago.
No,
there's no pure white. There's no pure black. There's no pure, Mexican. There's no pure Asian.
As soon as they started making wooden sailing ships and going across the world, guess what? We're all mixed up now, and that was 15 something.
Go to another country, you're like the women are exotic or the men are exotic. So it's It's because it's something new, and that's the way they looked at it years ago. Was,
Yeah.
you know,
I sent off some of those photos to my family on Facebook, and I deleted the photos afterward. But yeah,
I've got I've got a lot of
just
Southern
wanted to bring that
ties.
up because I just don't buy that stuff, man.
I've got a lot of ties to the Confederacy, and my great grandfather, he fought in the Civil War on the Confederacy, and I had some that fought on the Union side. But that don't mean nothing.
So did I. My
That don't mean
family's
nothing to
same.
me.
Same with my family. My mom's from the South. My dad's from the North. They fought each other, but at the end of the day, we're all still Americans. Still, well,
I mean, you got
even
bad
back
people.
then, we were still Americans. And
You got bad people in every race. I mean, that's just the way it goes.
well, none of those people asked for
foolish
those
people.
wars.
I know.
Nobody asked for those wars. Nobody asked for those riots that happened back in the 60s and 70s.
No.
That was fueled by an outside source, more likely.
Well, we know what happened to King.
Yeah,
we
most likely.
know who done him in, and who had it done. But I won't say it on here. But I think everybody's pretty much on the same page.
Yeah, to me, as long as somebody treats me with the same respect I give to them, I don't care what you look
That's
like.
exactly the way I look at it.
I don't care. Yeah.
They can call me they call me a cracker all they want to, but that's fine. Words don't bother me.
Change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's I being married to a Filipina, and I've heard comments offhanded comments over the years by people like that, Tennessee, extreme racist knuckleheads, and I say, you know what? There's going to come a day when you're in the hospital. There's going to come a day when you're in the hospital, and your life depends upon a nurse or a doctor who's most likely from India or from the Philippines.
Yeah.
Are you going to refuse that pain medication after your surgery? No, you're not. Don't give it to me. She's brown. No, it don't work that way. Does it? It doesn't really work that way.
But I've seen some.
She's from another country.
I've seen some that probably would.
Well, your skin color isn't going to affect the medicine in that vial.
I mean, it is.
Oh, ooh.
But it's not.
Yeah, I bet.
I'll tell you a place that to me is as racist country as people as it can be. If you go over to Ireland and see how racist they are over about certain colors.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect that from Ireland at all.
Yeah, buddy, tell you, boy, they talk about the United States. It just don't get.
Oh, yeah.
It just don't get televised over like it does here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know that's a fact.
Yeah, I've run into some of that bigotry when I'm overseas, more than I do here, a lot more than I do here. And they slander the United States, and it's like, well, who are you talking about? You talking about me? I'm not the president. Come on, man. I'm a working class guy, just like you. Oh, you guys did this, and well, who started the last couple world wars? Was you freaking Europeans, not us.
Yeah, I
didn't have
nothing to do with it.
I
didn't bomb Pearl Harbor. I didn't have nothing to do with it.
I didn't either. No, sir. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
Yeah. Some foolish people out there everywhere you go, no matter how far you try to go.
Little common sense about everything like that,
Yeah.
You got bad apples in every skin color.
That's a fact. A grown well-adjusted adult will see that, you know.
I've had some really good buddies when you in the EMS and stuff like that. In the fire, you don't get to pick who your buddies are. And when you're looking behind the guy behind you going into a house fire, he's got a mask on, he's got all that gear on. You don't see his skin color, and you don't care.
Yeah,
you don't care.
Well,
That's a
you know,
fact.
the military's the same way, isn't it, Bob? I mean,
It's like same.
you're all
Yeah,
there.
it
You're
is.
all there for one goal, one common goal, and that is to fight for your country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if that means that you're Hispanic, or if you're American, or if you're Asian, or whatever, you
Yeah.
signed up because you wanted to.
I've been on several scenes before. The police would be there, and guess what color would it be? Black. You was happy to see them there,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was in the military, but I was not in combat. But I want to make it clear that the only person who's going to help you out if you're sick or injured is going to be that airman standing next to you.
Yeah, your buddy. Yeah, you got
And I worked with, you fight to protect him, and he fights to protect you. You know,
There you go, Tennessee.
that's the way it is.
Yeah, that's what the
When you
guy
go to
behind me.
basic,
The guy behind you, he's watching your back, and you're depending on that guy behind you while you got that hose
Mm-hmm.
to drag you out there if you have to be
Yep.
drugged out there. I had one time I was drugged out, but it was
Oh Lord.
oh yeah, grabbed me and pulled me out for the roof caved in because I didn't see
That's
it.
scary.
He
That's some
they hollered
scary
just
stuff.
in time, and he grabbed me by my harness and pulled me backwards. You know, but you go back into that next house fire and do it again. But you know, race is not even a thing.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I don't think so. For someone who's mature adult,
Right.
that's my neighbor. They're from Puerto Rico.
You look
That's
at
my neighbor. Hello, good morning.
you look at things through logical
Yeah.
eyes, you know, and common sense.
well, like I said, God didn't make all those races for us to hate each other.
Well,
All right, amen to that.
Yeah.
there's always racial tensions back through history,
Mhm.
but that don't mean everybody has to do it.
And yeah, that's how they divide a country, isn't it?
Well, that's true.
And you got the same race hating on each other too. So it's not about racism, it's about how the narrative plays out and how people take it. And if they would just wake up and realize,
Mhm.
and not be woke, but wake up and realize that there ain't but one God, and He created all these races for a reason.
And he's not racist at all. He sees
And that's for
everybody.
us to learn. That's for us to learn from each other.
Mhm.
You know,
Makes life interesting.
it certainly does.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Then they divide people by class. You know, the higher
Mhm.
income, the lower
Mhm.
income. They're trying anything to split the country up, man. I ain't gonna listen to that nonsense.
Take the money away, and we're all the same, aren't we?
I just don't. Yes, sir. We are.
Well, past McQuarrie probably won't fail the training because they're pretty much easy going with them nowadays anyway. Talking about his grandson Marine training.
Why don't Air Force pilots and Air Force MP like each other? I don't know. I can't answer that.
I have no clue.
Of course, knowing Garrett's probably a joke. Because he's on that.
That's got to be a joke. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Passamaquoddy, they're not, the drill sergeants are not allowed to yell at you and cuss you anymore in the Marines. I don't know if anybody's aware of that.
That's the-
They done away with
hey, man.
that. They done
Yeah.
with that. I said, "Oh my
Mhm.
God!"
That's what hardened you up, wasn't it, Bob? Was just the fact that they
Uh-huh.
screamed in your face.
I'm in charge. Yeah.
And I'm sure
I am in charge. Yeah.
I'm sure
Pay
you
attention.
had a lot of drill sergeant spittle on your face. You know, you're like, I wish you could wipe this off, but you couldn't. You had to
Yep.
stand at attention and wear that spit.
You just stand there and look straight
Wear
ahead.
that
Yeah.
spit with pride, you know.
Mhm. That's a fact. That's the way they weed people out who can't hack it. If you can't stand somebody screaming at you, you know, for whatever circumstance, then you can't hack it. You don't belong here. You need to go home, you know.
If someone's screaming at you to get your head down before it gets blown off, you better not be crying about it. Just get your head down and be glad they told you.
Yeah, my
Because
dad
obviously
was.
you keep your head up, up above the trenches. You're not going to make it.
That's a big thing my dad taught me before I enlisted. My dad was a World War II vet in the Air Force, and he said the reason why they do all that is so when one guy screams, "Get down!" you don't question, you do it, because that guy saw something that's coming your way, and get down. Everybody, whoa, flops on their belly.
Yeah, it's not like everybody on the street.
And you don't sit there.
Look at that. Everybody's going, what, where? You can't do that. You got to be like, just don't question. Get your head down.
It's got to be instinct.
Yeah.
Instinct.
Passamaquoddy, I'm just grateful that my younger brother is not in the Army anymore. I mean, he still attends all the, I don't want to call it a ball, but that's pretty much what it is, reunion.
Oh.
He still attends those. He's well decorated. I'm proud of him. I'm just glad that he was able to make it out, and raise a family with his school, his grade school. We're talking elementary school sweetheart. She waited for him.
Right on.
And
right
they got
on.
back together, and they're married to this day.
That's awesome.
It's one of those romance novels made into real life,
Yeah.
I'm proud of him. He's 82nd Airborne. He was the person that jumped out of the perfectly good C-137 with a radio strapped to him.
Yep.
Damn plane's fine, Robert. Why are you jumping out of it? Because I was told if I didn't, I'd get my ass whooped. Back then they yelled at you.
Yeah.
He's just a year younger than me. But he's still my little brother, even though he's taller than me. I think about everybody I know is taller than me. But, God ran out of materials when he made my legs. So it's just like, shoot, he's going to have to be 5'7". Oh, well.
We're just going to work with that.
Bob, you probably don't get this kind of solid drink up where you're at. I don't know how far exclusive it is to any other state, but have you ever had any L8 1? L8? That there? It's made here in Kentucky.
No, I haven't seen that before.
It's good cold. It's good cold.
Ale. It's warm.
No, it tastes like horse piss and it's warm. I'd be playing with you on that. I tried one day. Of course, I don't know what piss tastes like, but I'm just assuming if I was there drinking it, that's what it tastes like.
Tastes like something that shouldn't be in your mouth, huh?
Exactly.
Mhm.
But you get cold, but boy, it cuts. Oh, it's good.
The Tennessee bushcrafter, he was stationed out of Fort Bragg.
Hmm.
But I'm sure he did some time at Fort Campbell. I'm pretty sure of that. He was 82nd Airborne. Yeah, jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. I said
Yeah,
that was
I'm gonna jump out of this airplane. Then I'm gonna come down on the ground and kick your ass.
yeah.
Oh,
Don't make me come down there. Yeah. Yeah. It's he's
Oh,
told
Ranger School. That's tough. Ranger School.
my brother filled me in a lot of the training. The gas chamber was he said probably the worst out of all of it.
Oh yeah, I went through that. Yeah, I think everybody in the military goes through that. I'm pretty sure the Navy does too. It's everybody, but man, that CS gas. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, that will put you down on your knees, man.
Well, you know what? Shoot straight from the hip, Tennessee, because there's no point in sugarcoating it, man. I mean, kids need to know this stuff, and I know it's hard to tell them that, but you know,
Yeah, because
it's,
you want the kids to have the same life you did as you growed up, and you don't want everything to be all crazy like it is now for them.
you want
And,
them to understand why things are that way.
and you feel like you don't want to tell them everything, but then again, if you don't, then they're going to be left out of the, loop. They need to know some of it, yeah. I just feel sorry for the kids that's growing up, these younger kids growing up, and because I know the life the world they're going to live in is not going to be the world I lived in at their age,
Yeah, that's a fact.
by no stretch of the imagination.
Mm.
Oof. Yeah, it was time to cut the AC off. So
Yeah, I
everybody
think the only thing that the only thing that's constant, change is the only thing that's constant. Because, look,
Yeah.
my dad was born in 1918, and look how much the world changed since he was born.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
so yeah, change is the only thing that's constant.
Back when I was growing up, the thing I growed up through the Vietnam War and,
Hmm.
and stuff like that, and you seen it on TV all the time when I was younger.
Yeah, me too.
But it just, nowadays you don't know what's going to happen. And there's just so much other crap going on now that kids are exposed to now. Uh, I think it's even worse, you know, you know for 'em. I really do.
Well, both my son and daughter did not go to university here in the States. They knew better. And especially my daughter. She's not one of them woke kids.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. Yeah. And they went to trade school rather, or my daughter's started her own business. And my son, he went to two different Votech schools.
Yeah, that's the
Yep.
thing to do. I told my granddaughter that's what you
Yeah.
need to do.
Hmm.
Go to trade school and learn a good trade, and I
Yep.
just hope you can get a job. You don't want to take a course in gender studies at some of these universities because you think on getting a damn job.
Yeah. Yeah.
On football.
I was so proud of my daughter. Yeah, I was so proud of my daughter when she came home from school, and it was just high school a few years ago, you know. Came home from school a little bit early. I said, "What's up?" And she says, "Oh, today the high school wanted us to go out and stand out in front, protest guns."
What the hell?
I said, "Really?"
Huh.
She goes, "Yeah." And I go, "What did you do?" She said, "Me and two of my buddies, we went to Starbucks and had a cup of coffee." I said, "Good for you, honey. Good for you."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because she was raised around stuff like that. And in fact, I taught the whole family and got them started with it all. And yeah, she realized how much of the woke nonsense was mixed in there, even in high school.
Oh yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
she saw my shotgun sitting in the corner her whole life and knows that, you know, they ain't dangerous unless a knucklehead who's out of his mind picks it up and uses it in the wrong way, you know.
Well, when my kids were younger, I mean little, my
Mhm.
guns was on a gun rack right in the living room, and they
Mhm.
never touched them.
Yeah.
Never once touched them.
You know what I did when my kids were little? I took them out in the woods and I took a piece of 2x4 with me and I had them pound on it, right? When they were little, had them pound on it. Then I said, now pound on your arm, pound on my chest, your brother, touch it. Pound. Which is tougher? Which is harder? Well, that piece of wood. So then I chambered up a 22 round, pow, and it went right through it. And I said, now you guys each take turns shooting into that. What do you think that bullet would do to you or to your brother? That's why you don't play with guns, because that will go right through and it will kill a person. You know, don't play them. Don't play with them. When I did that when they were little, this is what they do. So, you know what? From there on, they went, yeah, we got it, Dad. We got it. We understand. We get it.
Good common sense training
Mhm.
and teaching them goes a long way on anything. You
Yeah,
know.
it does. It does.
Don't touch that hot stove because if you do, you will get burned. Touch. Ow!
Uh-huh.
Told you not to
Yeah.
touch it, didn't I? Are you going to do it again? No.
No. Mm-hmm.
That's all. And that's all you have to do.
Yeah, I get you, Goblin. I remember after that, I had my shotgun and stuff just right
Yeah.
there, and the kids saw it. They knew what it was,
Yeah.
and they never messed with it because this is not a toy, you know.
Yeah. Well,
This is not a toy. Mhm.
I told my grandson, I said, you know what? He's about 10 years old. I said, I'd get you a BB gun, but I'd have to be there with you to let you shoot it and to teach you how to shoot it. And it's not a toy. A BB gun is. I told him, I said, even a BB gun's not a toy. If you can
Yeah.
hurt somebody with that BB gun.
Big
I
time.
was just sitting here thinking of what I looked at last night. BB guns are getting, a bit more powerful now, and Crossman has some replicas, very convincing replicas of like 357s and 45 9 millimeters.
9 millimeters.
And yeah, and these things, they even have bullets that you put the BB in the tip of the bullet. It's like a hollow point bullet.
Uh-huh.
It uses CO2, and that thing will fire as fast as you can pull a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
It's semi-automatic, and that thing will, from at first glance, you'd think it was a 357 or a 45 or a 9. And it says in there, of course, Amazon's going to have their disclaimer, and I'm glad they do it. It says, people under the age of 18 cannot buy this.
Right.
That doesn't mean that their older brother is not going to buy it for them, but I mean, it's some of them, you can't tell the difference between the real thing and a BB gun or pellet gun.
Well, that's true.
And some are automatic.
Yeah.
It's just like, and that's it. It's empty. Your BB's out. And it's like, damn.
Ugh. I don't know. One thing's bad as another.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
depends
I
on how
got
you look,
Yep.
you know.
Boss McQuarrie said we used to shoot at each other with BB guns when I was a kid. Well,
Me too. I did that, Pat, too, from Passamaquoddy.
I
Yeah.
was.
You know what?
Go
You
ahead.
get hit. You get hit in the forehead with a BB from a BB gun way back in the 70s, which are not as powerful as the ones that they're making now. You are fully awake because that BB feels like a brick at 80 miles an hour bouncing off your forehead.
If I could show it, I would. But I've got a. It's probably calcified by now. But there's a. For the longest time, there was a BB in the back of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Now I was drinking, and I challenged my brother. I said, "I'm going to run through the yard, and you try to hit me with that." Well, I was, wasn't thinking. I was drinking, and he had his training already, mind you. Yeah, that I should have not even said anything, knowing that he already had his basic training. I hit the ground, not because it knocked me over, but because the pain hit me. And I was bleeding a little bit. And then, we were scared. We tried to get it out, and it wouldn't budge. And I said, I'll leave it there for the longest time.
Yep.
I had a BB in the back of my head.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor said, there's nothing. It's not hurting anything. So, I mean, we could take it out or we could just leave it there. It wouldn't make any difference either way.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let's just leave the damn thing there.
Wake up call right there.
Yeah. Oh, God, I heard this, that pop I heard was, it was deafening. It probably wasn't even that loud, but it was a pump BB gun.
Yeah.
And he only pumped it one time. And I'm like, oh my God, if he pumped that more than one time, it would have hurt probably would have went through.
It would have.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing stopped it, I guess, was my skull. So.
Yeah. Yes, sir. That's right. Yeah, I was over at the O'Flaherty's house, some of the neighbor kids, and we had like one of them old Daisy BB guns, the ones you cock it like a 30-30. I had a couple of pump BB guns, and I remember, the other boys were squealing when they got hit in the butt or in the leg, and I didn't really understand it until I put my head up over the bushes, and Rich was up on the neighbor's garage, and he hit one right in my forehead with one of those little Daisy BB guns, right in my forehead. Oh my Lord! I cussed him out. I said, "What? You're not supposed to be throwing a rock, I wasn't. It was a BB, dummy." I said, oh God!
Oh, dude, yeah.
Well, we all got hit, and we all went, "Okay, that was real, but not real fun. Let's not do this anymore."
Yeah, we never did that again. But
and
he even said, "You can shoot me," and I said, "No, not what this feels like. I couldn't do that to you."
I get that. I do.
Yeah, Carol, you're right. It's scary when they look exactly like a 9mm. I wish. I mean, I would bring it up, but they would flag me right away. So, but if you look up Crossman on Amazon, CROSMAN, CO2, it blew my mind when I saw them. I'm like, my God, these things are so real looking. I could see where one would get you in trouble.
Yeah, it get you killed too.
Get you killed. If somebody's got a real one, you got a toy.
Yeah.
No, they're not a toy.
They're not. I
mean, if you roll up on somebody and they got one, you don't know if it's a BB gun or not. You're going to shoot them. I mean, you can't blame the cops if it was a cop. You couldn't blame them for popping a cap in you.
Yep. Yeah.
And I think that fear would take over, and you wouldn't have a chance to realize that barrel, the middle of that barrel, is too small to be a 45 or
no. You don't. You ain't got. All you're seeing is a big cannon pointed at you.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
So it's like an ant with a a howitzer pointing at it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's scary. You're like, what?
Because you ain't got
Not everybody. Yeah, not everybody's exposed to that. Not everybody's going to be looking for. Oh, let's see if Crossman made a AK-47. Nobody's thinking that. So
when you're a
if you
police
get
officer,
someone who's not informed,
when you're a police officer and pull up on the scene, you ain't got but a split second to
Right.
make that
Mhm.
decision.
yeah,
So
Well, now I'll tell you, you brought up that job there, a police officer. Now that is one job I would not cut out to do. I went for a ride along with my sister's. My sister was married 5 times, for God's sake. I think this was her 3rd husband. He was a cop for the city of Tacoma, and he took me for a ride along after I got out of the Air Force. He wanted to see if I wanted to join the police. I went for a Friday night welfare payday night on Hilltop Tacoma ride along with him, and I got done with that, and I said, "There ain't no way. No, I'm not doing it."
yeah.
Oh, but the pay and the benefits and all that. No, man. You want to do that? You go right on ahead. That's not cut out for me.
Robert,
I'll just work on
I know Robert.
airplanes.
He did the security job. Because when I was in Scarlet Oaks Vocational School, he was there too, but he was taking law enforcement while I was taking broadcasting. And after that, he needed to, he wanted a job before he went into the military. So he went into security.
Yeah.
And which it wasn't high enough. It wasn't a high enough security situation to warrant a gun. So he didn't carry one, but he did have a nightstick, a flashlight, and I don't know, walkie, I guess. But,
yeah,
what he took was law enforcement, which was a precursor for military. But we have a lot. The Saladay family has a lot of military and law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
My brother-in-law, he was a detective for up in Illinois, which is not a very glamorous job. It was a lot. It was just a lot of stuff he never thought he would ever see, but as a detective, he did.
Oh yeah, that's back in, that was like 1984 when I went for that ride along, and we were on Hilltop Tacoma, and it was so infested with crack at that time. That's when crack made its big debut. We answered to this, like, there were old buildings in Tacoma that were tiny apartments, very low income, and we responded to one call where there was a stabbing. And Lord Almighty, there's this guy. We met the guy in the foyer, the entryway of the apartment building. He's pumping blood out all over the place because somebody stabbed him. And then here comes his crack girlfriend. He was a crackhead, and she was yelling at him for some reason. And I'm standing there watching this, and this guy's pumping blood out all over the place. And the EMT showed up, and I went, we got done with that call. I was just an observer. That's all I was. Got out of there, and I said to Chris, I said, you deal with this stuff all the time? He goes, yeah, every day. I said, man, you got more guts than I do, because
But he said it
I saw the reaction of the people, saw the reaction of the other crackheads, and they had no sympathy for this guy that they knew, that they lived with, that he got stabbed and got his shoulder all ripped apart. No sympathy, none whatsoever. Where's the crack pipe? Where's your money? Oh Lord, no.
Yeah, I've seen that firsthand myself, and and it wasn't a crime scene. It was just around here that
Yep.
The dope speaks louder than morality. So,
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, all them folks at the last place we lived to try to get into my house and all that. Lord Almighty, they lose everything. They lose every sense that they have once they get strung out on that mess. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I tell you, my hat's off to the law enforcement guys. Because these people are unpredictable. You don't know what the heck they're going to do.
It's true. It's true.
Mm.
Well,
Hmm.
we're going pretty close to 1:30, and I've had a long day dealing with some stuff with the family on the phone, and I'm not done yet. I really can't get into it.
Mm.
Maybe sometime, but not until it's done. But it's a phone call I never thought I'd get.
Huh.
But
Well,
I'm wore out.
I hope things work
I was
out
on
for
the
you,
phone
Barry.
for 3 hours with a sister-in-law. It will
Mm-mm-mm.
if the right people listen. It'll go.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Something I have to deal with. So if I fall off the radar on YouTube, it's not because I'm trying to avoid anybody. It's just because I'm dealing with that, and that's more important than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
That deals with family.
Hmm.
Well, hang in there, Bert.
Oh, it'll work out. It's just I don't know how it's going to work out. That's the
Yes, well,
problem. You don't know how things are going to work out, but
Donald.
Yeah, Carol there, South Florida, Sunshine Hottie. I sent you an email also. I'm keeping a lot of that stuff that I've been posting on my channel off my channel. It's all going to be on unlisted videos, from now on. You'll see what I sent the same thing to you, Barry, and I'll start with you too, Goblin. And if you lived in Seattle, you'd understand why some of the stuff I'm not going to put it out there in
Right,
public.
right.
But I'm still teaching methods and things, how to do
Mhm.
things, cover and concealment and things like that. So
Bob, is your Wi-Fi extender on right now or no?
yeah, it is.
Might be on my end, but it's cutting out sometimes,
Oh, my break.
Yeah.
No, shoot.
but I thought maybe it could be on my end because my internet's not where it should be. And I'm gonna have
Well, I think it's because my wife's got the big screen TV on Wi-Fi too in my son's home. So
I don't know why. I don't know why they can't offer the speed they were offering me when they first hooked me up. It was fine for like 4 months, and now it's gone down to crap. So I don't know what the deal is.
they I heard they do that on purpose. So you'll buy another package, you got to pay an extra amount, then it'll work fine. Then oh well, we got this next service, for another $50 a year or something. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in my budget, so it's going to stay where it's at. They'll just have to come out and fix it.
Mm-hmm.
But I get really good speed. It's just my upload speed's not where it should be. Download's perfect, but the upload is not. They were both even when they first hooked me up, and then 5 or 6 months later down the road, here since the heat started, since summer, it's been all over the place as far as the internet speed goes.
But I bet if you accept that upgrade package for another $10 a month, it'll just smooth right out. You know how they are. Yeah.
What?
I was reading chat.
Oh, nudity links.
Nudity links.
I was reading what.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Tennessee Bushcrafter, I've got you as a mod, don't I? Do you have a wrench? This is probably gonna feedback on me.
Yeah, I think I sent out 2 things there, Carol. Well, a few photographs to each person that I know and trust, and then a video I made this morning about how, cut down the shine on some of your equipment. Just that's what I like, finding something out that works, and I'll share it out with people.
Okay, sorry about that. Just trying to open. Oh, okay, yeah. Tennessee, you are a moderator, so you can post a link if you want to. And anytime anybody wants to share something or they want to share their channel link out, they can, as long as they've got the gear, or not the gear, but the wrench next to their name and they're lit up in blue, and they can post links in chat. Oh, my sinuses are acting up. Wonderful. Oh, I'm sitting here looking at the YouTube side of chat, and it's like, oh, you already said that. Oh, and Messenger. Okay. All right, TN.
I tell you what, Bob, you can learn a lot on how to cut the shine off of equipment and whatnot. If you just kind of put it where you are going to normally put it at, then stand back off from it. And
Yes.
and see what shows and what don't, and that's what I usually do.
Oh yeah, Bob does that quite a bit.
I do a lot of research before I post something up as a how-to video. Trust me, my friend. I investigate things, and it takes try after try after try, and then I finally come up with a product or a method that works.
Yeah.
And then I'll share it out. Yep. I have not forgot 2020, what happened then, and we got another election cycle coming up. So I'm going and over all my stuff and making changes.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, I noticed, Carol, that the speed diminished after we had our first couple of storms this year. So maybe the storms got something to do with it, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to call them and tell them it's not where it should be. And
mine ain't been working the best in the world here lately either.
yeah, and you get yours. Yours is coming from the same hub. It's out there on the Black Pike Road.
Yeah.
Not Black Pike, but
Houstonville.
Damn it! No, I'm thinking the one at the end of our road.
78.
Other end.
78.
Yeah.
Oh, the other end.
Yeah. Maxey Valley Road, right there.
No.
What is that? Sutton School Road there. You'll see out there in that open. Yeah, up there where that open field is, right there at the stop sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, those two boxes there. That's our internet. That's where it's, split off into the houses and shit. He's gone out there before when I had DSL, and he said, we have to keep going out there because it's so temperamental, and that was when I was on DSL. So I don't know.
Unless some redneck in shoot a hole through one of them.
Yeah, well, they do the signs. I don't know why they wouldn't hit a box too.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I just sent you a link there, Goblin, to a video I just made today.
You sent it on my email? Sent my email? Is that where you sent it?
I did. Yeah, it's yeah, I did. It's all unlisted.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, the reason why I'm doing some of this kind of stuff unlisted is because they had recent changes to Washington state laws, and I'm just being cautious. You know, all the stuff I've got is legal. I don't do nothing illegal. I want to make that very clear. But some of the tips and tricks that I learn with firearms and all that, I'll share it out on private rather than on a public video.
Yeah. Well, given the situation with the fog hat over there, cause
No.
you problems. I don't blame you for enlisting.
Uh-huh. Do you believe that guy?
No.
He's been doing this to me for years. For years, Barry.
Well,
years.
The first couple minutes of his video or his live stream, whatever the hell I went into, it was a video. I already figured out that this guy was nothing but trouble. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to get a water.
Yeah, I see it there, Bob.
Okay.
I'll look at it directly.
I gotta be honest with you. Some of the paint that I selected was thanks to our South Florida Sunshine Hottie. She was an art teacher, so I asked her what kind of black paint that reflects no light. She told me on a live, and then I ordered it on Amazon and just got it yesterday and started using it.
Yeah, she's smart hottie at that.
She is. She denies the fact that she's a hottie, but she's a hottie.
I know. It's all right. As long as we know the truth.
Yeah, there you go.
I
Good
kind
enough.
of got out of the habit of camouflaging things.
Mhm.
I haven't done it in a long time, but I used to be pretty good at it.
Yeah, I've got a lot of practice. Yeah. Well, usually, like speaking for myself, I'm guessing for you is once I started hunting predators like coyotes and cats. You know, that's when I moved into the camouflage and figured out what works and what don't work.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot to it, but
Mhm.
it does work. Hunting predators is far different than it is hunting deer and elk. It's far different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chris, is that the one that there's a black paint that will not reflect any light at all?
Mm-hmm.
They compared it to pitch. You know what pitch is, right?
I do.
Okay, so they compared it to pitch, and pitch is pretty damn dark. So it absolutely positively will not reflect any light at all. You know, there's paint, there's black paint, and then there's this stuff. It's, you know,
Yeah,
you wouldn't think black would reflect, but there is some black color out there. The paint will reflect light.
Yeah.
A small amount, but
Well, that cheap black paint.
I found that out recently.
Oh,
Yeah, what I do with some of this gear, I start off with a base coat of charcoal, non-reflective, and then I come over top of it with this so flat paint, and touch it up with that, and to break up the outline of what I'm painting. You'll see in the video. Vanta Black.
$45 a pop. Oh.
$5 a pop. Ouch. I'm a retiree, man. I'm not a rich man.
Yeah. What'd you grab to eat? South Florida Sunshine Beach Babe.
How's that for you, Barry? She didn't share any with the rest of the crew. What the heck?
I'm heartbroken. I'm gonna go over in this corner and cry in a corner.
Yeah.
uncontrollably now.
I know any minute now I'm going to make you drool, guys. Any minute I saw Mrs. was unthawing a steak, and any minute now she'll come kick the door open. Hun, do you want to eat in here or in the
Yeah.
kitchen with a big old steak? Make you all drool just a little bit.
If she's in the kitchen while you're eating that steak, I would choose the kitchen.
Me too. Yeah.
Just saying.
Mhm.
Asian-
You saw that.
You got an Asian hottie offering to eat
Uh-huh.
steak with you. No.
That's right there on the very start video of my channel. Cutie little booty in my kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then there's Verna.
Oh my Lord, Lord have mercy. Take my breath away. Oh man. I met her on Shadow Scout Swede's channel on a live, and there was another lady on the panel. She said, "Verna, you could be a model. Do you know that? You could be a model. You're beautiful." And she's very humble. It's like, "Oh, thank you, but I don't think so." Trust me, you are. You're gorgeous, man.
She went to fix her hair. She let it down. The wind caught it. She's out at the market. And they had one of those, oh Lord, moments. So I was just like, oh Lord, girl, don't do
that. Yeah. I know, man. I don't know what is with us guys, but when we see that long hair, it just like doing.
Yeah. I've got a weakness for brunettes, and Lord. It's a good thing I'm single. I would be looking over my shoulder for that frying pan or something. Boom. What are you saying on that YouTube? I heard that. Boom.
I'm pretty lucky. My wife's not real jealous like that. She sees me looking at other ladies, and she just goes like this. She goes, guys. Just clicks her, click, guys.
Oh, you're pretty lucky. That's all you got.
That's all I got.
Some women will lay their man flat out, and I don't mean in a sexual way.
I know that.
But
yeah, she's smart. She knows as long as she feeds, I'm not going anywhere.
But it is going on 2 a.m. here. And it's been a really good conversation tonight. And a lot of interaction with the chat, too.
Yeah. I guess I'm going to call it, too.
We'll see how things go tomorrow.
Yeah, best wishes to you, Barry.
I know the situation, but you'll let me know when you get ready. I'll be fine. I hope everything works out, whatever it is. We'll be praying for you.
Yeah, that's that. I was just going to say that, Kentucky, that prayer is always free and it always works.
It's always welcome, too. So I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
But with that being said, thanks, everybody, for coming in and interacting with us, putting up with our nonsense. And I love you all. Have a good night.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Night.